Hey, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of what we're going to learn in math today. We're going to be doing some basic things, some more tricky, complicated things, and then something similar to what you did yesterday. So, the first thing is just going to be where would the comma go in a number? And this is really just going to involve counting to three. And I kind of put some directions here, try to figure out where the commas would go. You start over on the right side. I have an arrow pointing that way in the ones place, and you count every three numbers to the left, and I have a little arrow there going that way. For example, 15362 becomes 15,362. And my key piece there again, I just would have started the two. I'm going to count over three spaces. It doesn't really matter what numbers are there, but that becomes 362. The comma separates out my two groups. And then the 15 is in the thousands. And those two numbers then are separate. Even though it's not three, that's okay because I don't need another comma. Okay, I have 15,000. And then the comma, at the comma, you kind of say the word thousand. Then after the comma, 362. So let's take a look at an example down here. I have the numbers 6471842. So I then have to come all the way over here to my 2, and I'm going to work back, I just count again. Work back three spaces. 1, 2, 3. I now know that I need a comma between the 1 and the 8. And my number is going to end with the words 842. Okay. And then I know I'm going to need another comma, 1, 2, 3, between those two spots. So I would need a comma between the 6 and the 4. That 471 that's clumped together there in the middle is going to be in my thousands period. This is going to be a comma because that's going to be a 6 million, comma, 471,000. Again, million and thousand are right where the comma goes when you say that word, 842. Then I'm just going to retype that where it is. Don't start at 6, 4, and 7. Those don't go together. It's a 6, then the comma, 471, then the comma, and then 842. And again, listen as I read it, and I'll say the name of the place at the comma. 6,471,842. And then same thing for my next set of numbers. I have 846,14506. Again, I start all the way over here on the right, and I just have to count to three again. There's my group. Oh, I only did two. There's my group of three. 506 is how my number is going to end. So I just have to kind of remember that. That's where that first comma is going to go. Then I can just kind of look and see where my next one's going to be. It's going to be the 4, the 1, and the 6. That's, again, my thousands period. I'm going to have 614,000 in the middle. And then the 84 is my millions. So again, I'm kind of just thinking that as I'm going. I have 84, and then the comma that's going to say millions. 614, and then again the comma that says the word thousands. And then 506. So that's going to be the first 5 or 6, maybe an 8, I don't remember, questions on your worksheet. All right, now this one is going to be something a little different. We hadn't done much of this yet, so this would be a good introduction. I think of these like money because it's kind of hard to think of 6 tens plus 7 tens. I'll show you a little bit when we get to slide 2 how that would look on the chart. But for now, I just think of them personally like $10 bills. I have 6 $10 bills, and you have 7 $10 bills. How much do we have all together? Okay, my 6 tens plus your 7 tens, 6 plus 7 makes 13. Together, we have 13 $10 bills. How much money would that actually be? 10 has 1 0 in it, or I think 10 $10 bills makes 1 $100 bills. So I would have $130. So two different ways you can think of it. Either 10 means I need one extra zero, which I put here. So 6 plus 7 made the 13, and then with 1 0 on the end, or again, I think of it like money. Because 6 tens is really 60. So this is essentially 60 plus 70. Now this one I made a little easier. Again, think of it like $100 bills. I have 4 $100 bills, and you have 3 $100 bills. How much do we have all together? And it's just really at that point 4 plus 3. At first, you would say we have 7 hundreds. And again, 700, it almost says the number, becomes 700. Okay? And I'll show you these when I get to the chart in a minute, but it's going to be kind of that same idea. And then what if I had 9 thousands plus 12 thousands? So all my ones so far have been in the same setting. And I've been able to kind of show you that as it's going 9 thousands plus 12 thousands. So again, it's really just 9 plus 12, which makes 21. And now I'm in the thousands place. So kind of how much would that be? If I had $21,000, they did technically used to make $1,000 bills, although we don't use them anymore. I think a couple hundred years ago, I think they actually did. But that's not really the important part here. Important idea is that 1,000 has 3 zeros in it. So I would then need my regular 21 would stay. That's going to be my comma, and then those 3 zeros. Okay, and then I'll show you another example here. I'll go back and I'll just do one of the other ones quickly from before using the chart. So if I look at the first one, 6 tens plus 7 tens, I can show you that on the chart, see if it makes it any easier. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, definitely got to run out of room, 6. So that's my first grouping. I had 6 tens plus 7 tens. And then I'll leave a little space just so you can hopefully see which went with what. And just imagine that my lines keep going. There's 4 more. Oh, I actually ran out. Okay, so mine won't be as nice as pretty as Mrs. White's ones because I just grabbed a bunch and hucked them here. But you would just keep going. So I had 6 already. I ended up 4. Then I would add a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th one. Okay, now I have 13 tens. And then what I would eventually do is I would trade these 10 back in. It's kind of what actually happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is getting even messier. It's like art class all over again for me. 8, 9, and 10. Those 10 tens, like if I took 10 $10 bills, I could trade them for one $100 bill. And that's kind of what I was showing before. That was how we got here. That's where I got the 130 from. You can now see that I had 13 yellow ones, 10 yellow ones I can trade for one orange one. So let me bring these back and I'll try my original problem. See if that one goes any better. All right. So I'm going to pause it and I'm going to set everything up. And then I'll explain so you don't have to watch me just click and drag stuff for Okay, so I was doing pretty good with the orange ones in terms of being nice and straight. If that bothers you, sorry. And then I got really impatient with the red ones, so they're super crooked. But it's cool. I totally forgive myself. Anyway, so here would be my problem. I had 7,000, so that's 7 red ones, and then 12 orange ones. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and kind of like from up before. Okay, and again, I'll pause this, but these 10 I am going to trade in. Okay, I'm going to take those 10 and I'm going to bring them back over here. That was much, much easier. So I'm just going to make a big pile. And then I would trade that for one more 1,000. So now when I'm trying to figure out my number, I have no millions, no 100,000s, no 10,000s. I now have 8,000. I said the words, that means comma. And then I have 200. Okay, so that's pretty much what you're going to be working on today. As always, any questions, have mom or dad send me a dojo message, or you guys can send me a message through Google Classroom.